seconds. Right. So this reading here, the reason I'm live is to find out what I doubt. The moment I came to know about Sushant Singh Rajput's so-called suicide, which everybody has been all over the media, all over, hello everyone, all over the net. Everybody is claiming it as suicide. Even before the autopsy was done, it was claimed that it was suicide, but somehow seeing his aura, seeing the kind of person he is, even if you are acting in a movie, um, a person carries an aura, and after seeing that aura, it was very difficult for me to believe that it was a suicide. A person like Sushant, a happy-go-lucky, jolly, ambitious person, could not have been done doing suicide. So I decided to see it from the point of view of numerology, being a student, a very recent student of astrology, and I am only learning the basics right now, and that's all I know. And based on that, I may be wrong, but based on that, I did certain findings. I found out certain things. I did some analysis, and here I am going to talk on terms of numerology, astrology, the little that I know, and tarot. Tarot, of course, it'll be questions. If you ask me, I would be answering those questions. I'm welcome to answer questions, but only regarding this case and nothing else. So, okay, now let's starting with numerology. This boy, this person was born on the 21st of Jan, 1986. The numbers in his name are 8, 3, and 11. It's not a 2. Any number that adds up, hardly ever will you find a 2 in a name or a birth date unless it's the month or the date. But the total of the birth date can never be. The total of the birth date is 1. People are very aggressive. They are very ambitious. I'm sorry, I'm not taking any live chats right now. Let me finish, and then maybe after that I will take the live chat. So people with a 1 life path, that is the total of the birthday, are very ambitious. They can be arrogant depending on the other numbers. It's not necessary that a person with a 1 life path will have to be arrogant. They are stubborn. So a person with these numbers, and his birth date is, even his month is 1, and his birth date is 21. Now, understood that a person with a number of 21 as a birth date sometimes may act first and think later. They are reactive. They are not really responsive. But of course, depending on other numbers in the chart, they could be. Everything depends on a lot of numbers. Now, when I did this, there are a lot of calculations that go into. Hello, everyone. There are a lot of calculations that go into a numerology chart. It's not just the birth date. It's not just the name. It's each and every alphabet in the name. It's each and every single number in the birth date, in the total of the birth date, and all those periods that a person goes through according to the birth date and the name. There are very minor calculations depending on each and every alphabet in the name. So there is an 8, 3, and an 11 in his name. There is a very strong 1 in his name. There is 11, of course, is 2 1s and a 2. 11 adds to a 2, but generally when it comes to an 11, it is a master number. It is not counted as a 2. In his birth date, again, there is a 22-4. Now, a 22-4 person is successful, is a person who likes to have things their way. They can be, although they are practical, they are grounded, they can be very hyper because they may need results like right now, I did something, I want the result. They can be a little hyper, uh, little low on patience. But on the other hand, there are so many eights in Sushant Singh's numerology that a person with so many eights would not really be that impatient. Now, um, in other calculations, there is one eight which was the period of 9 years in his life which was going on. There is another eight, a 44 master number eight, which was going on since he was 27. 44-8, basically, people are very hardworking, they're very practical, extremely grounded, extremely patient. So that is the reason I said that he could not be a person who is not patient. There are many strong eights here. Other than that, his personal year, this year for him was eight. And the place where eight comes in his name, in two, three places, the eight period was going on. Eight, along with a nine, along with a 10, along with a one, and along with a three. So one day of a person can have six numbers, probably, or seven or eight playing together about how the person is going to react. Of course, you can break it down to hours, you can break it down to time and minutes and everything. But on a daily basis, yes, the numbers change. And he was going through an eight personal year. The period from Jan to April was a very creative period for him, a period which was focused on his family, on his creativity. But the period from April to July was an 108 9. So basically, there's another 8, and there is a 9, and there is a 10. So even his life path adds to a 46 10 1. A life path is the total of the entire birth date. It can never be a 1. It has to be a 10, and behind that 10, there will always be another number, a bigger number. His personal month was a 14-5. 14-5 is the number of change, it's the number of movement, it's the number of suddenness, and it can be very lucky. Now, for him, being born in the year of 1986, 14-5 was a very lucky number for him. So there is no way that this was unlucky for him this month of June. The personal day was a 1 day, which is his life path, which is his month. So, no, that in another manner, I do not think, I would not take it as a bad number for him. It was a good number for him because he was living on the life path number. There are some people who, um, if they are not attuned or aligned with their life path number, things can go haywire. But he was attuned, he was aligned with that number. So definitely, he was not using the negative side of the number, because that one comes repeatedly in his name. The S is a one. There are so many S in his name. There is a J in Rajput, which is a 10. So there is an A in Sushant and Rajput. So it's not possible. He was in alignment. Other than that, the 21 period was going on for the next 27 years, starting from when he was 27. 21 period going on, meaning it's a 3. 3 is Jupiter. According to astrology, his Jupiter Dasha was going on, but we'll come to that later once I finish numerology. What I will be doing is I will be finishing the numerology. On Instagram, I will disconnect. I will start the live again. I will discuss the astrology part, first the numerology, then the astrology part, what I think. And then I will disconnect again and start with the tarot readings regarding this matter. Now, why did I actually think not only because of his aura that he spots, also it was so many facts and figures that came to light. Without doing an autopsy, it was announced that he has suicided. Two, his cameras went off one day prior to his death. Three, his girlfriend just a few days before left him. Four, his girlfriend was forcing him to take antidepressants when he did not want to. And that is another story about Kesari Chawda, who had administered those drugs to him. And of course, these tablets could have been planted even after his death. You never know. Secondly, they say that he hanged himself. If he hanged himself, being a righty, how come he hanged himself with a left hand? Secondly, there was no stool. How did he reach the fan and hang himself? Thirdly, when you hang yourself, your eyes bulge and come out. Your tongue swells up, turns purple, and comes out. You leak urine and feces. Your hands clench. Thirdly, he had a lot of bruises on his body, on his face, on his head, on his arms, on his knees. So, where are the bruises coming from? A strong person like Sushant Singh Rajput, who used to work out, who was tall, who was well built. And coming to astrology, we will see why I say that he was strong, because he was an Aries Lagna and aspected by Mars. That's another story. So, a strong person like him would have needed, if he was murdered, at least a few, three, four people to pin him down and kill him. This is not the work of one person. Secondly, I feel that he was drugged before attempting to be strangulated and then said that he was hanged. If he was hanged, because he was not found hanged, he was found lying down on the bed. And we'll come to all of those details when I do the astrology. So, this is what I think. Now, according to numerology, 8 is the number of finance, 8 is the number of corporate life, 8 is the number of large organizations. So, when I was doing his numerology, I did not know much about him. I definitely didn't know him personally. And I thought that he would have done really, really well and big in life. He was about to start his production company, is what I felt when I did this numerology. And later on, when I researched and I spoke to a few people, I came to know that yes, he was planning that. In fact, I also heard that he was planning to bring a lot of people from Bihar and get a lot of Biharis to be a part of this industry, because he went through a lot of struggle in this industry to create space for him. But the other thing that 8 signifies in numerology is law, government, and crime. By no ways, according to numerology, does 8 signify suicide. For a suicide, you would need other numbers. According to numerology, 8 is point blank murder. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. There are 4, 5 8s here in this exact month and day that he was living. The energy of 8 was working. Unfortunately, there is also 2 strong 9s. So his personal year, according to the alphabets in his name, come to a 27-9. 27-9 clearly points out to the fact that he was taken by surprise. He was taken by surprise by people who he was close to, and they backstabbed him and they killed him and murdered him. This is based purely on numbers. The numbers that I see here, I'm talking based on that. A combination of 7, 8, and 9 could, under the circumstances, mean pure murder. Now, this was numerology. Y'all hold on in there. I'm just going to disconnect this Instagram so that this video is short and I can save it on my IGTV or in my feed, and I will join back right back in a second. So hold on. Just a second. Okay. Now another live. Now, when I'm a student, I'm just a student who's learning astrology since the last couple of years. I do not know much. Let me make that very, very clear. If there is any astrologer right now here watching me, please feel free to comment or give me your side of the story. You can, even write it down in the comments. Hello, everyone. Everyone's waving out to me. Hi, everyone. And now coming to astrology. According to his chart, I don't know if the time which is on the net is the real time that he was born. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 12 p.m. Um, According to that, his ascendant is Aries with Mars exactly opposite. Ascendant has Rahu, the south node, and Mars is sitting with Ketu, the south node. Rahu is the north node, which signifies the reason why he had relationships breaking up, and he was not happy with the kind of people he was coming across in his profession. I'll tell you why I say profession. Um, he has Saturn in the eighth house in his natal chart. Even if the time were different, these planets are still going to be in the same house on that particular day. And Saturn, that's what I have been told by my sir. Saturn, when it is related, aspected, or even connected to the eighth house in your astrology chart, you have a long life. You are meant to really live long, and you are a person who is analytical. But because Saturn and Moon in the second house are aspecting each other, there is a level of frustration. I would not say depression, I would say frustration. He was not depressed. He was frustrated with the way people were behaving with him. Why? Because Mars, which is the owner of the eighth house, is sitting in the seventh house with Ketu. Again, it is 12th from its own house and sitting with Ketu. Although in the seventh house, generally, Mars is a good planet to have. But because Mars also aspects the ascendant, it kind of makes a person hyper. You see how the astrology and the numerology are connecting so beautifully and so well. Now, Saturn is aspecting his fifth house, that is his hobbies, which is his a lot of things that he would have liked to do, but he couldn't do. He could not complete. His physics, he did not take it up professionally. His engineering, he left it halfway. It is also aspecting his ascendant, his Lagna, which made him again a little, sorry, not his ascendant, his second house. And it is aspecting the 10th house of his career. Now, what is sitting in the 10th house? The 10th house belongs to Saturn. So Saturn is not going to harm his own house. But Jupiter, Sun, Mercury, and Venus, 4 planets are sitting in the 10th house. So Saturn is aspecting Jupiter. Jupiter generally in Capricorn is not very great. It is debilitated. It is weak. Sun and Mercury and Venus are very good in the 10th house. So being aspected by Saturn, yes, again the same thing, frustrations, delays. So that delay in getting that name, fame, and adulation of the public he got, because there's Mars sitting in the 7th house. So adulation of the public he got immediately. But in his work field with the, let's say the known people, because Sun represents the people of authority at work. Authority meaning who are famous, who are shining bright like the sun. Venus represents the Bollywood, the entertainment industry, the film industry. So Venus, Sun, and then Mercury. Mercury generally behaves like the planet it is sitting with, and here it is sitting with the Sun. So it is going to behave like the Sun. Also, Sun is one of the strongest planets here. So Saturn aspecting it. there was certain kind of frustration. Now, what about his death? So what I did was 9:30, he came out to have juice, as being told. 10:30, he was found dead. What I did was I took 10 o'clock as the tentative time of uh, the so-called suicide that he did, or his death, and the 10 o'clock chart that I made based on astrology. Thank you. Based on astrology, you get Cancer as the ascendant. Words, even after so many days, I was a big fan. Yes, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't say I was a great fan, but I really liked him. And it broke my heart to know that he was no more. I mean, if God would today ask me, what is your one and only wish? I would say, bring him back. I would say, bring him back. Let him expose what exactly was happening. I'll tell you why. Now, in that time, that chart of when he passed away, approximately at 10 o'clock is what I am saying. Again, the same thing applies here. Even if the time were to change, nothing in the planets would change. The planets would still be in the same house, because planets, I mean, except for the moon, no planet changes on a daily basis. Here, Saturn and Jupiter are in the 10th house, in the 10th sign in Capricorn, sitting in the 7th house. So, 7th house is basically about people across. Right now, all of you watching me are representing my 7th house. So, people across you, your mirror image, your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, your people you work with, all of them. And because Saturn belongs to the 10th house, sitting in the 8th house, is sitting in the 7th house, clearly depicts person who caused his death. Uh, I'll tell you why. In the 8th house, in this chart where he died, there is Mars sitting. Number 9, remember what I spoke about in the numerology chart? Mars is sitting in the 8th house. Now, Mars is accident. Mars is murder. But in no way does Mars signify suicide. Mars is not suicide. Moon is in the 12th house. That means his destiny, his subconscious mind. And Venus and Sun are sitting in Taurus, which is his second house, where the moon is there. But in this chart, it is sitting in the 11th house. 11th house is the house of your best, closest friends. It is the house of um, somebody who you confide in. And remember, Venus and Sun were originally in his natal chart in the place of work. So people who were connected to him, close friends, through in the place of work where he was working in that industry, they are sitting in the 11th house. Mercury, which was in his 10th house, has moved to the 12th house in Gemini with Rahu. Now, understand one thing. Close friends, Sun and Venus, which are coming from the 10th house, who he was close to, he used to sit and eat with because it's in Taurus, but related to his work field. They were not somebody who were not from this film industry. They were somebody who were in this industry. Now, being Venus there and Sun there, it could be somebody who is a woman who is involved. It could be a man who behaves like a woman or who is a woman from within. It could be somebody who, and it has to be, sorry, somebody who is very highly respected and has authority in this industry. It could also be a bisexual. Now, why do I say that? Mercury and Rahu, these people, if he has been murdered, is not one person. Why? Mercury is sitting with Rahu in the 12th house, but with Saturn, which is in the 7th house, there is Jupiter. And when Jupiter comes there, Jupiter makes you do something repeatedly. If you have Jupiter in your natal chart in the first or seventh house, you could have multiple marriages or broken engagements or multiple affairs. Jupiter being in the seventh house here with Saturn in the 10th sign, which is his work sign, and it is also in his natal chart in the Capricorn, clearly says there was more than one person, at least, I would say, at least three people who are involved in his death. Why? Rahu is sitting with Mercury in the 12th house, okay, his third house. Now, Rahu is poison, Rahu is mystery, Rahu is smoke. It's smoky. And Mercury sitting with Rahu, like I said earlier, Mercury will behave like the planet it is sitting with. So Mercury sitting with Rahu, Mercury is a very good planner, very smart, very precise, down to the minutest detail. Mercury sitting with Rahu in the 12th house means that this murder is a well-planned, cold-blooded murder. Now, one more thing. Saturn sitting in his 8th house and Mars coming there. If Saturn is caused the death, Saturn is number 8, and like I explained in the numerology, that because there were so many 8s, it could not be a suicide. Saturn does not make you do suicide. Mars sitting there in the death chart where Saturn was there indicates murder. Rahu sitting in the 12th house, which is poison, which creates a film of smoke and does not allow clarity. And Mercury sitting along with it, and Jupiter in the 7th house, which signifies that there are so many people involved. I feel somewhere, I don't know, did the cops question the servant? Did they think or even arrest the servant to find out was he the one who was part of the plan? Why? Saturn signifies servants. And Saturn is sitting in his house of death with Mars there. With Rahu in the 12th house, 12th house is the house of death. With Rahu sitting there, probably, I may be wrong. I'm again saying it could be that the servant first gave him some kind of material in the juice so he would be unconscious, or maybe some kind of a slow poison, or if not a slow poison, maybe, something to make him unconscious. Rahu is asphyxia. Rahu strangulates. So these 2-3 people overpowered him after he went unconscious and strangulated him. In hanging to death, when you hang, if the knot is here, your head will fall to one side and the mark on the neck will be diagonal. It will not be horizontal. And if it is a thick dupatta, the mark will be like this, like this. It will not be a line. So he has not been strangulated. He's not hanged himself with a dupatta. He's probably been strangled by, I don't know, maybe a rope, maybe a wire, something, whatever. Just my, because Rahu is a snake. Rahu is the head of the snake. So a rope is like a snake. That is why I say rope. And that Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus are retrograde when he died. Will he get justice? We'll come to that. We'll come to that when we do tarot. Let me just finish this. Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus are retrograde. That means Venus went retrograde a few weeks ago. That is probably when things became bad with his girlfriend, Ria. I am not saying that she's the one who's done this. A lot of people are asking me whether it was this one, that one. We'll do the tarot. We'll find out. I have no names. I have no clarity on Who did this? Probably understand one thing. When I say that Rahu creates a film of smoke and does not allow clarity, maybe, just maybe, all those people that the public or a lot of stars, or generally when we are thinking about, oh, maybe this one, maybe that one, this one's done this one's nepotism, that one's insecurity, this one's girlfriend, maybe she was having an affair with Mahesh Bhatt or whatever, and he inspired her to, and maybe she was part of it. Maybe it's none of them. Maybe it's just somebody uh, who we've not even imagined and thought. Maybe it is somebody who has covered himself behind that film of smoke of Rahu so well, with such precision and detail, that just a second, just hold on, with such minor precision and detail, that is the reason we are not even thinking about that person. Now, when you ask me whether he will get justice, now I okay, I can't even make a. Both my phones are occupied. One on Instagram, one on Facebook, and my laptop on YouTube. So I cannot make a current chart, but whether he will get justice, I will do this later on, and I will put up a post regarding it. I will try out the astrology part of it, and let's see what comes up. um, what does this chart say? Now, this chart of his death, when you talk about justice, who gives justice? Saturn gives justice, Jupiter gives justice, because Saturn is the judge, Saturn is the lawyer. Like I said, Saturn is law, 8 is law. And so Saturn is the biggest lawyer. That is why when we have a Saturn playing in our life, or a number 8 playing with in our life, why do they say karmic relationships? I will do a tarot. Why do they say karmic relationships come into your life? Because Saturn and number 8 is making you uh, pay back your debts to all those people who you have done injustice to, or the other way around, vice versa. So Saturn being in the 7th house with Jupiter will delay the justice a little bit. That is the reason it's been so many days, but still the whole world is talking about him doing a suicide. Moon is in the 12th house, in the 9th house in Pisces. So, Moon being in the 9th house will definitely give him justice, but it is going to take time, because Moon is at 9 degrees. And when Moon moves across the Sun, which is in Scorpio in the 5th house, that is uh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, new moon. Um, After the 5th of July, after when there is a full moon, and after that, it's possible. It's possible. We'll see in the tarot whether it's going to be after the full moon. But I think there's a possibility that it's being delayed. It will be delayed because of Saturn sitting there. But I think he will get justice. He has to get justice, because the Lagnesh, that is the ascendant, Lord of the ascendant, is sitting in the 9th house, which is destiny, and the house is aspected by Saturn, but the moon is also aspected by Saturn. That is the reason he has not got justice till now. I don't understand. What was the rush in cremating him? What was the rush in taking him to Cooper Hospital for a postmortem? In fact, I saw a video today where I was told, not I was told, where they were saying that when he was discovered, his fingers were moving, and uh, according to medical science, when somebody has fought for their life while being strangulated, that some kind of life remains in the fingers, and the fingers move. Again, points to the same thing, that he fought for his life. I'm telling you, he was not a person to suicide. He was a person who loved life. He was vibrant. He was happy. He could not have done suicide, is what my numerology tells me. And what little astrology I know, I think this says the same thing. Now, um, I don't know anything about nakshatras and the planets that rule those nakshatras, but when I did go online and I did a research, what did they say? Mars, his Jupiter Dasha was going on, which means he was going to make it big, super big. But at this current point, Jupiter, uske niche Jupiter ki dasha, uske niche Rahu ki dasha, again Rahu. Below that, Saturn dasha, which was the month of June. Below that, the last 3 days, 12th to 15th of June, was again Rahu. So you see, although there is Jupiter, which could have saved him, there are two Rahu overlapping each other and a Saturn coming in, creating that uh, anonymity or no clarity about his death. That is the reason we do not have clarity, and we are still contemplating and hoping. I'm seriously hoping. One thing I forgot to tell you. You know what? Diana, Princess Diana. I don't know why it just came to my mind, and just today evening it just struck me. Princess Diana was shown as she had an accident on the highway and she died. I did Princess Diana's chart and I compared it to Sushant Singh's chart when he died. Sushant Singh's ascendant is Cancer. Princess Diana's chart when she died is Cancer. Sushant Singh has Saturn in the seventh house. Princess Diana has Saturn in the seventh house. Um, Sushant Singh has Rahu and Ketu in Gemini and Saggy respectively. Just imagine, Rahu and Ketu take 18 years. Princess Diana has again Rahu and Ketu in Gemini and Sagittarius. Same thing, no clarity. Princess Diana's chart has Venus along with Rahu. Sushant Singh has Mercury. Venus, which points to maybe a woman who planned her death. I have been told that eventually people started saying that probably it was the queen who, manipulated, how would I say, planned or this death of Diana. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I have been told, and I think it's online. Now, here again in Princess's chart, there is Mercury and Sun together. In Sushant Singh's chart, Sun is with Venus. In her chart, Sun is with Mercury. Here, Rahu is with Mercury. Here, Rahu is with Venus. How beautifully everything is aligned. The only difference being she has Mars in the 10th house and 11th house is her house of death. Sushant Singh Rajput, 11th sign, I mean to say, not 11th house, 11th sign in the house of death. Sushant Singh Rajput, obviously, if it's the same ascendant, 11th sign, which is Aquarius in the house of death. These are people who are supposed to be close to you. These are people you eat with. The second sign is in the 11th house, people who you eat and drink with, and you feel they are like family. So eventually Princess Diana it was found out that but it took time. It took time because Saturn delayed it, but everything came out in the end. Considering that, I would say definitely Sushant will get justice. The government, the CBI, the cops, see if the doctors who did the post-mortem, if the cops who announced, oh, he was found hanging and he has died and all that, Vikas, I do not really believe so much in all these things, because if she was wearing one, she was wearing it for a long time. If you see the movie, Princess Diana. See that documentary on Netflix, and she had always been wearing it. So why that particular day? Planets align. Maybe had he known about this, had he known that there would be, in fact, Jupiter being in the 10th house of his death, the 7th house and the 10th sign in his death chart clearly says death was attempted more than once. This was not the first time that he was attempted to be murdered. Probably he started cutting off from people. Probably he kept to himself because he feared that he would be killed. That reminds me, a lot of his friends, I think four or six, I don't know, a lot of his friends suicided before him in a matter of a month. Was it suicide? Have the cops looked at that angle that probably they were also a plan of the same string of murders that was done? So maybe because his closest friends, maybe they knew certain secrets. He had said certain secrets to these people, which whoever killed him did not want them to know, want the world to know. Is that a possibility? That is a possibility. Has the CBI, the cops, have anybody looked at that angle? Why not? Why not? That should be looked into. All those people who suicided, there should be an inquiry, CBI inquiry into all their deaths to find out why did his close friend. I'm not saying that other people didn't. There are a lot of people in the world who killed themselves, who suicided. It was a phase of the solar eclipse, which was very powerful, and it was driving people nuts. People were fighting, people were killing each other, people were suiciding, all of that. But in this case, no. In this case, I think there is more than meets the eye. Okay, I am going to shut down this video of astrology part of this subject on Instagram. Y'all hold on, I will be doing tarot. Just so that the video doesn't become very long on Instagram, I will sign in again, go live again, so that we can do certain tarot readings and find out more details. Okay. Please bear with me just a second. Okay. Now live tarot. Okay. So now you all can ask me the questions, because unless and until you ask, I am not going to do any questions here. Thank you, Nina. Right. Now, one by one, was it a girl, Rushali? Okay, so your question is, what is it, a girl? So I'll wait for the oracle. So you're asking me if it was a girl. Your second question is, was it Karan Johar? And Instagram, the questions have all moved up. So if you have asked a question, please ask that question again. Wait for me to answer, and the next person can ask. On Facebook as well, some people have asked me questions. Yes. Some people have asked me certain questions which I have not answered. I would request you to ask me that question again. So one by one, the first question. Yes, I think 3 people, or maybe even more than 3 people. How do you know? Sushant Singh Rajput he used to work out. He was a strong, well-bodied young man. It's not easy to pin him down, unless, of course, like I said, probably they gave him something to make him unconscious or dizzy, and or maybe some poison which put him to sleep, and then they did that. In spite of that, he's fought back because he had bruises on his body. Okay, so was it a girl? You'll be surprised. You know, what is the card I got? The Hanged Man. It could have been a girl, but there is a twist to it. It could be a person who is bisexual, or it could be a person who's gay, or it could be that now this is, I'm telling you what the card is saying. I'm not saying anything of my own accord. This is what the card is telling me, that it is not exactly a girl, but it could be that the girl was involved. Now your second question is, was it Karan Johar? Wow. No. It is a very remote possibility that it would be him, but I think it was not him who was involved directly. Maybe he instigated somebody's mind and that somebody decided to do it, but this is not the final answer. I will come down to it when I do the details. What is the next question? How many people were there? Okay, let's see how many people were there. So I would request my cards to give me that answer. How many people, let's see, were actually involved? I would actually like to ask if the servant was involved, and I will ask that. How many people were involved? Okay, it was a young boy who was, it was a young boy um, who lent those thoughts to him. I am doing live readings, yes, Jayashree, but I am only doing, yeah, I will ask if the servant is involved. I'm only doing questions regarding Sushant Singh Rajput. I am not doing personal questions, please. This person was somebody who came from outside. He was not in Bombay. This is a person who has traveled, gone there only to kill him and just look at this. Look at the card, the sword. He came with the intention of murdering him. He was not probably in Bombay at that time. For all you know, maybe he was not from Bombay. You never know. We'll find out. Um, okay. Second person involved. Justice. Okay, so somebody in the government department is involved. Somebody with authority is involved. So basically, what this is telling me is it's a nexus. It's a nexus where a lot of people are involved. Was it his best friend? His best friend killed himself. How could it be him? Six of his people who were very close to him killed themselves. Okay, so servant, best friend, and Ria. I will ask that question. Here is a woman who is elder to him. Here are two boys who are probably his age, one from the film industry, one who was not from the industry. Even this woman who probably may have been from the industry, but I would not say an actress. There are two people who are not actresses, actors or actresses. They probably have been somebody behind the scene. I don't know the names of his best friends. I'm sorry, I don't know that. Uh, Somebody asked me, was it his best friend, his servant, and Sandeep Singh? And somebody asked me one more question. Ria. Right. So let's find out. Is Ria involved? I'm not asking if she did it. I'm asking if she's involved in this. The Fool card. Card number 0 signifies that somewhere down the line, Ria has made a big mistake. Was that secret so important that somebody had to kill him and his friends? Yes, probably. Probably, obviously. The second person is his servant. Yes. There is a possibility that he was involved. Okay, again, this is very similar to the card I got before. This is a high priestess, which is a woman who is elder to him. I don't know. Did he have a female maid working for him who was elder to him? Even by, say, about 5 or 6 years? I'm not aware if he had a female working for him or coming in his house for some work, or maybe a cook or whatever. I'm not aware. But again, this points to servant. I asked a woman who is working for him, who is elder to him. Now, the third question was his best friend. I don't know if it was Sandeep, but somebody said Sandeep. No, it is not his best friend. It's definitely not that. But somewhere, uh, somewhere the cards say that Ria was involved in probably not actually doing it, or maybe I'm not going to say use any definite words, but yes, there is a possibility. Any chance of cult beliefs? You mean to say black magic? When somebody wants to do black magic, they will not come and kill you with their own hands. They will not um, strangulate you. They will not poison you. Rahu being in the 12th house with Mercury, um, Rahu means poison. Rahu means a snake that is like a rope. Rahu means non-clarity. So obviously, even Sushant was not aware of the intentions of the person till he actually saw them in front of him and came to know or realized, unconsciously, that somebody was trying to kill him. Is it possible that something could have been done to save him? Um, no, I'm not doing any personal readings, Raksha. Please, Ganesh, I am not doing any personal readings. Please understand that I'm doing only questions based on Sushant Singh Rajput's death. And this is not about doing pre-readings for y'all. I'm sorry if y'all need an reading. If you have any questions, please take an appointment. Go to my website, ginnianeja.com, or my Facebook page. Take an appointment. Call me up, and I will happily do a reading for you. But this uh, right now is important. Is there any possibility in the upcoming days who could be murdered if he or she knows about this? That's an interesting question. I didn't know. I didn't think about this. Any girl involved in relationship turned out to be bisexual. Okay, it could be bisexual. It could also be that the girl was having a second affair. Maybe. Okay, so was there a girl who was? Would you like to ask who was this bisexual or gay or woman? Was his house haunted? No, I don't think his house was haunted. I've seen the pictures of the house. The energy of the house is beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't think his house was haunted. Um, is there a possibility in the upcoming days that who could be murdered if somebody else? Is there a possibility? Okay. No. Far off possibility. Okay, now there is a very far off possibility, not really. If it does happen, it is a person who will eventually be exposed, and person will be exposed. It will take some time, but then no, nobody, I believe, is going to be killed. This person, again, I see Mars. There is Mars and there is Leo. So Sun. Okay. It is a woman who is behind all of this, a very strong woman, a very authoritative woman who knows exactly what she is doing, somebody who is close to him, and he was obviously not expecting it. This woman is rich, super rich. Oh my God. Okay. So this person thinks that, oh, bala tal gayi. Like, Karish, I was just thinking about that. That is exactly why I picked up this card. It is the Ten of Wands reversed. Now, since you are also a tarot reader or you've learned tarot, you will understand what I mean. And the next card I picked up in relation to that was Seven of Cups. Ten of Wands says this person thinks that, okay, that stress that I was carrying, that this person is going to expose me, is now gone. I am free and I am, I'm safe. But this person is under an illusion. This is a Seven of Cups. Person is going to be exposed. And that person has no choice in it. The person will be exposed. It will take very little time, just a few more secret affair exposed, and hence skilled rich woman will have rich what? Sorry, I didn't understand that, saintly devil. Secret affair exposed, and hence skilled rich woman will have rich man with high ego. No, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. I didn't understand your question. Riya Chakrabarti was closest during the days. Who else can it be? We don't know. Sun signs of the people involved. I don't know the sun signs of the people involved. Okay, you are asking me to do a tarot. Okay. So, sun sign of the people involved. Um, so, let's assume that there were about three people. Again, the card of justice. Oh my God. So one is definitely a Libra. Uh, well, yeah, possible, Simran. One person is a Libran. The other person is again Venus, um, Taurian, Taurian, and the third person is a Leo. Leo. Third person is a Leo. Taurian, Leo, and Libra. These are the three sun signs of the people who may be involved. There has to be a Mars person. you're missing one point. Not necessarily. Maybe the person has been, the person's chart is aspected with a very strong Mars. I'll tell you why. Because um, it's not necessary that the person has to have, no, it could be aspected by Mars. Because like we see in the death chart, that means she is a Gemini. So again, you are saying it's 7th June based on Western astrology is Gemini. But oh true, she's if you go according to Vedic astrology, the dates are different, and sometimes um, Taurus, May is Taurus. Taurus could go up to the 10th of June also. So I don't go by these Western dates as far as sun signs are concerned. For that, you will have to take the exact date and time, remove their astrological chart, and it is not necessary. Understand one thing: this person, you're asking me sun signs, but it is not necessary that it is the sun sign of the person who's done this. These signs could be the moon signs, or they could be the ascendants. I'll tell you why. Because sun sign is how sun sign represents how the person behaves in front of others, consciously in front of Taurus till 14 June. There you are. So, how the person behaves in front of the world is the sun sign. What a person is within is the moon sign. And how the person uses their mind, how the mind works. The subconscious mind is the moon, but how the mind works is the ascendant of the person. So it is not necessary that these signs are the sun signs of the people. They could very well be the ascendant of the people. They could very well be the moon sign of the people also. Because if a person, so maybe the sun sign is what signs I said, but maybe their ascendant or moon sign could be a Scorpion or an Aries, or a Scorpion, Aries, and no other sign I would say is so malicious to take revenge. Librans can be, yes, but yeah, these are this the person who were to take such precaution, precise precaution, and plan it so well has to have a very strong Mercury in their chart. Very strong Mercury in their chart. Thank you, Anne. Yes, I spoke about it, Simran, whether Sushant will get justice or not. I will still see in tarot. And okay. Yes, he will get justice. It will take some time. Okay. Okay. Somebody who had taken money from him and had to pay him back and didn't want to. Scorpion. There. Sorry, Virgo. There comes Mercury and Virgo. So Virgo is the sun in Virgo, which is the sign of Mercury. Sun in Virgo. That means the person can be a sun in Virgo, but it could be a card. Was he about to work for any lady? Okay, we'll see that. Sun in Virgo. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So I just said that Mercury has to be very strong, and Sun in Virgo is definitely a strong personality. It will take time. As I said, after the 5th of July, not before that. Couple of months, few months maybe. And you're asking me, was he about to work for any lady? Okay, let's see that. So I generally use different decks for different questions as I am called to, as I am guided to, uh, because I don't want the energies also to overlap. Gemini, well, this says Sun in Virgo. So, Sun sign Virgo could be a moon or an ascendant of Gemini. Yeah, why not? It could be. We are taking, Amanpreet, only questions regarding Sushant Singh's death. Was it a suicide? Was it a murder? What the guilty murderers are up to at their moment and their energy? That's a very interesting question. We will do that. Uh, okay, just remind me of this question, Sonal, again. Let me do this. This seems very interesting. What the guilty murderers are up to at their moment and their energy. Police is deliberately hiding the truth. Yes, the police is. Wow. Okay, so okay. Um, the person after doing his deed has walked away. I can already see two people here. One is uh, the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So, Knight of Cups could be a person who is very close to him, like I already said in my astrological chart. One sec, just hold on. Let me just finish this question, and Namrata, I will come to you. Has already walked away, and they think that then nobody is going to come to know about them because they're hidden. Even here in my cards, these people are hidden. You can't see their faces, but these people are wheatish complexion. One person has a little maybe colored hair and a very good body, like those six-pack ab types. And one person to me looks like a female dressed up as a man. And what is going on in their mind is they are sitting, again, a woman. Loving, yes, that's what they showed Sushant, and they have backstabbed him, but there is a certain kind of a guilt involved, and they are fearsome that they would be caught, so they are trying to cover their tracks. But there is this person who was very close to Sushant is involved or has done so on the behest of another person, and he feels or she feels that the other person has come to know. So they are feeling that their secret is exposed to somebody who has come to know about it. Again, a woman, again, a high priestess, an older woman. I'm getting repeated cards, which is a sure shot sign. A high priestess who who is quite learned, who is older to him, um, pretty rich, and she has probably moved on. Three is this is the Three of Wands. So that means Somebody who feels that, okay, I have everything in control. Somebody who feels I have everything in control and nothing is going to go wrong. Although they're feeling guilty and although they feel that somebody has probably found out, or somebody that had to uh, be involved last minute and has found out about it. Somebody who is part of or their gang or their social circle or their friend circle. Uh, Financial issues are coming up again. Somebody who this woman who is rich but has probably taken a loan or was meant to pay him but doesn't want to, because although she has the money, she has enough money, but she feels that there is um, she needs to save that money and she's insecure about the finances. I'll come to that. She's insecure about the finances. um, these people are probably enjoying. They have said, okay, किस्सा खत्म हुआ, वो मर गया, किसी को पता नहीं चला, जिनको पता है वो हमारे काबू में है, कुछ नहीं होने वाला, चलो लेट्स पार्टी. And it is a couple who is involved with each other currently and who are what is going to happen. What is going to happen? What is going to happen is this person is going to eventually come forward. That guilt is going to get the better of them, and they are not going to be able to take that, and they are going to try and run away, but they will not be able to run away from themselves, and they will come forward. And they're having sleepless nights, not just, maybe not now, right now, but very soon they're going to be having sleepless nights and they're going to feel that Sushant is haunting them and he is going to expose them and somebody is going to expose them, and eventually they are going to be arrested. Two people are going to be arrested. They are under the influence of drugs. Anita Lokhande, why would she kill Sushant? I I don't know. Anita Lokhande, really? Businesswoman, good at communication, uh, who pushed him to launch him. Launch what? Launch what? I don't know anything about who is that woman or that somebody who pushed him. I'll see. No, not really. No, it's not that woman who pushed him to launch him. Um, no. If you are hinting at Ekta Kapoor, I don't know. This says that it is not her. Ankita, she is Ankita. Launch could be Ekta Kapoor, not Anita. Ankita. Ankita has moved on. She has moved on. It's not her. No, it's not her. It's not Ankita. Riya and Mahesh Bhatt. Yes, there are rumors. Um, Maybe Riya and Mahesh Bhatt. No, no. Uh, they could be probably, have affected him mentally, but I really cannot say if it is Riya and Mahesh. But although the card before that I did with these cards, it did say that somewhere Riya may be involved, but I cannot promise that. Okay, so this was tarot. Somebody asked me a question. Somebody asked me a question on Instagram. Oh, okay, will have Bollywood have a change? Yes. So I forgot to mention this. Now, if you notice, when Princess Diana died, after her, the whole structure of the royal family of England changed. Life changed for England. The way that family was looked up to changed. Similarly, the thought came to my mind that maybe Sushant Singh's death, it came to me on 1 or 2 days after he passed away, that maybe this is what will change the face of Bollywood, the way things have uh, happened. I'll tell you why. Numerology wise, I already said in my 2020 year analysis, and I said in my May and June analysis, that the way work is conducted in the world is going to change. When I say the way work, business is conducted, it means for every industry. So, yes, this is the year of change. It will bring about a massive change, and this change it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take about 2-3 years for this change to actually happen and settle down. A lot of people who are up there are going to see their downfall. A lot of people who have been struggling will slowly rise. Things will start changing, shifting. Definitely, with all the other industries changing and shifting, this industry will definitely go for a change. Uh, June is 46, July is 47. It will, August is 48. It will come 49, 50, 51. Around November is when we will actually start seeing the change. Although from what I see online, a lot of change has started coming, but the change is happening in the mindset of the people. It's not happening yet in Bollywood, in the lives of those people. It's not happening yet in the way Bollywood functions. It's happening in the mindset of the people. Where will it actually start changing? I think it would be October, November onwards. That change, that shift, we will see only then. Was he loved? Was he happy in any relationship he had? Did he feel loved? Nikki, when I did his astrology and numerology, I basically felt that no, he was not loved, because um, he was a very sensitive person. Nobody really understood him. And what actually happened was Ketu being in the seventh house gave him a kind of a dissatisfaction from all his relationships, each and every one of them. Um, I am not, he was very close to his family. But again, Saturn aspecting Moon in the second house could mean a certain kind of a frustration from the side of the family. When you say Ketu and Mars is sitting in the seventh house, it means that um, all the people in his life were actually meant to come and go. They were not, Mars will not harm its own house, which is Aries, but um, um, Ketu sitting there made sure that all his relationships broke. And they broke suddenly. They broke out of the blue, without his expectations, without him, even understanding that what the hell went wrong. That is what happened. What does Sushant's spirit say? Wow, I didn't think of that. Okay, so I will take out a card of spirits from the other world. I did not think that would be needed, but okay, since you asked me that question, laws on the messages from the spirit world. What does Sushant's spirit have to say? Wow. What all questions y'all come up with. I'm glad I did this live and y'all can listen to the questions and I can answer them, because these are certain questions here that I would never have even thought of. Okay, so if I am doing a card of what does Sushant Singh have to say, Sushant, if you are around, I don't know. Sushant, after he passed away on the third or fourth day, I kept dreaming about him. I was not close to him, but I even woke up in my dream and I thought I would not dream about him again. But the moment I went back to sleep again, there he was, very sad face. And okay, this is not one of those Rakhi Sawant videos where she says, "Oh, मुझे झटका लगा और वो मेरे सपने में आया, उसने ये बोला वो बोला." मुझे उसने कुछ नहीं बोला, मैंने सिर्फ उसकी शक्ल देखी. It is a possibility that his death really affected me, and maybe it was playing on my subconscious mind and I just dreamt of him. But anyway, right now, my angels, or if Sushant is there, or any of my spirit guides, I would request you to give us a message of what uh, Sushant would like to say to his followers, his fans, or to the public in general. He says, we need you to know that you can change things miraculously for you and everyone, and for you and everyone, and make things right. Doesn't this speak of the change in Bollywood and justice? It does. It's never too late. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the burden of an old story. So I feel what Sushant Singh is trying to say is that he has forgiven them. One in which you were a victim of someone else's actions or your own, in which you were a victim of someone else's actions. What more proof do you want? You don't need to carry this around. You can set yourself free. Even advocating for good because of this experience requires your forgiveness. Even advocating for good because of this experience requires your forgiveness to be effective. Forgiveness is never about condoning things that were done. It's about letting yourself off the hook from carrying the burden. Resentment and hurt are like viruses that spread to others. And that is the opposite of what you really desire, right? Imagine what your life would be like without the burdens that you carry when you do not forgive. So he is saying, and the last line is, you can do it. Everyone over here believes in you and adores you. Thank you, Sushant. Uh, what more proof do we need? This is miraculous. It's clearly hinting that he has forgiven all those people who have hurt him physically, emotionally, mentally. He has forgiven them, but they are not going to be able to carry this guilt around for very long. Rest in peace, Sushant. And I think it's been a very, very long video. Okay, 10:23. I started at 9. I'm sure even you must be tired by now. Let's get this over with. And the people who are giving sympathy on social media and anywhere are involved in some way. Are the people involved were present at his funeral? Wow. I'm liking your questions. Yes, I am. Were the people involved present at his funeral? And the people who are giving sympathy, last two questions, okay? Okay, I get. Yes, they were. They were, but let me tell you something. The people who were involved were present at his funeral, but they are already feeling sorry for them, for what they have done. They are somewhere they are repenting. Like I already said, that they are feeling the guilt. It's more than guilt. I think it's about the fear. It's about insecurity, that what if I am found? What if I am discovered? And the second question was, the people who are giving sympathy on the social media and everywhere are involved in some way. Now, there are half the industry is giving sympathy on the social media, and there are big people. There are small, I wouldn't say small, but people who are not as successful. There are people who had nothing to do with him, had never even met him. Okay, so are the people who are involved in, who are giving him sympathy, involved in the murder? Maybe. Possible. There is a possibility that in some manner, some of them, maybe one or two of them, are fourth time the same card. High Priestess, a woman who is elder to him, who is well learned, who is experienced, and who is involved in his murder, if the murder happened. The woman who probably worked alongside him or for him. Oh God, help these people. Don't they realize that karma is going to get back at them? Like seriously? फिर सच में ऐसा लगता है कि वो लोग बच जाएंगे, भगवान छोड़ देगा उनको? Karma gets back eventually, if not in this lifetime, next lifetime. And if they thought, like a lot of people, okay, this is one thing that I really would like to mention. A lot of people have been asking me that there are news on the social media, on the net, that according to the Mayan calendar, uh, that's too much, Jayashree. I am not doing that. Physical traits of people involved, I am not doing that. That according to the Mayan calendar, the world is going to end in a week. And I heard this about 10, 15 days back. Well, I am sitting right here doing tarot. You are all here listening to me. World has not ended, but yes, I heard Tamanna C say that it is the beginning of the end of Kali Yuga. So the bad in the world is going to start getting diminished. And if a lot of people, because I think in this year, next year, and the coming next 2, 3 years, or let's say uh, 4 years, a lot of people are going to die because of various reasons. It doesn't necessarily have to be COVID. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything else. Maybe natural disasters, maybe something else, maybe war, maybe some other things. A lot of people are going to die, and the population of the world will come down pretty much. These people think they're going to be saved? Really? बच जाएंगे. The वो जो हाई लगती है ना, मरते वक्त जो सुशांत की हाई लगी होगी, जो उसके घर वालों की हाई लग रही होगी, जो उसके फैंस की लग रही, जो हमारी लग रही है, all these people who are still here, all these people, they're obviously here not just for gossip. They're here because they care. They're here because he affected you all in some manner. इन सब लोगों की हाई नहीं लगेगी उनको. God is not up there. He is here inside us in our hearts. And when we feel bad and we send out that sigh saying that, whoever did this, may he, you know, uh, face the consequences and all. Those people are going to face the consequence if it was a murder. According to my sciences, and based completely and solely on the facts that came to light in the post-mortem or the videos or the social media that I saw, and numerology and astrology and tarot, I would say it was a murder where at least minimum 3 people are involved, out of which one is one or two are definitely, at least one is definitely a woman, and they will be found out very soon because somebody has seen them. Somebody has seen them and they are not aware. They're probably not aware. Somebody has seen them. If that person does not even blackmail them, some very soon this thing is going to come to light and they will be caught. Time will tell. Let's wait and watch, and let's all pray that justice happens, that the CBI, the cops, the doctors, and whoever can actually tell us the truth, give us the truth, does give us the truth. Thank you so much for watching. Asking again, because he was a wonderful person, because he had amazing aura, because he touched everybody in the heart right from the first movie that he did, Kai Poche, PK, Chichore, whatever movies he's done. I've given enough clues, Jayashree. I am not giving any more clues. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I may have missed out a lot of comments here, um, but I think 1.5 hours is a bit too much. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Goodbye. Finishing up.